If you eat a gulab jamun, then the mind records, oh, I felt very good. Like no, like actually the false ego satisfies, and when the false ego is satisfied, mind identified with the false ego stores this impression. Okay, when I ate gulab jamun, I felt so good. It was so nice, sweet like that. And the mind has a tendency, because the soul is anandamaya abhyasat, means soul is always seeking the pleasure, or soul has always has a pleasure seeking tendency. So in it, as a soul always seeks pleasure by being always connected to Krishna, by being Krishna conscious. But when the same soul is in this material world, which is covered by the mind, intelligence, and ego, it will actually, the soul will identify with the mind, and whatever the whatever the Yes, Radha Gopi and all of that. Yeah, audio is there, right? Okay. Hare Krishna. Is good, right? Sorry, we have a problem with the Wi-Fi, so I'm trying to adjust on the mobile. So I was telling, like when the soul identifies with the mind, then like whatever the desires that mind is stored with, that when the mind demands different desires, which it has actually already experienced, means it is the mind is conditioned that like until I get this thing, I will not be happy. And the intelligence and the ego, intelligence is always like when it's in its conditioned state, always trying to satisfy the mind by providing the objects of sense gratification. And as soon as the objects of sense gratification are given to the mind, to the senses, the false ego is satisfied. And when the false ego is satisfied, mind which identifies with false ego will also be satisfied. But the process of yoga, the process of like there are four kinds of yoga, right? Like a process of bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, and ashtanga yoga. The process of yoga refers to chitta vritti nirodha. Patanjali gives a definition. What is yoga? Chitta vritti nirodha means controlling the mind and senses is the purpose of the yoga. So why we have to control the mind? Why can't we, like, if as long as we have this like now we need hankering for the sense objects, and why don't we just keep on gratifying our senses? Now, if you don't, like, if nobody is bothered about it, like if you have enough of wealth, enough of health, then we can just keep on gratifying our senses and provide whatever the senses demand. What is the loss in it? Because the mind is never satisfied. Mind and senses are never satisfied. So this we can give the example of our most famous Ravana. Okay. So actually, Ravana has very beautiful wife. Her name is Mandodari. She is as beautiful as goddess of material energy, Mother Parvati. So, but still, he was not satisfied. He goes after one lady, after another lady. He had a whole collection of ladies from who are the daughters of the sages, wives of the sages, or demigods, Gandharvas, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, all different a collection from different races and different different types of ladies. and his entire palace is filled with ladies only, but still he went after Sita. He was not satisfied because his lust was so prominent, his lust was so overwhelming. Like he went after Sita, and so like when she brought Sita, Mother Sita, to Lanka, all his well-wishers, his brother Vibhishana, his all mothers and all wives, everybody told him, Ram is supreme personality of Godhead. You just leave Mother Sita and you can be happy ruling our kingdom, and we'll be happy to serve you. But he was not able to control his senses. So that is a problem with our mind. So as we condition, Ravana is so much conditioned, like whoever he desires, he want to enjoy. So he was so much conditioned that he was not able to control himself. He think that my life is waste unless I get whatever whomever I desire to have. So that is the condition. Means when our mind and senses are uncontrolled, it may lead to that state. So when after that, like when Ravana war is over, means when the battle of Lanka is over, Ravana was defeated, and he fell on the ground. He was at the last. He was in his last moments. No? At that point of time, all the queens of Ravana came and started crying around him. So then his wife Mandodari, she was very intelligent. She was very well qualified also. She told to Ravana, Ravana, you are the son of a great sage, and you acquired so many powers. You are able to please Brahma. You are able to please Lord Shiva by means of controlling your senses. What does the saints and rishis do? They control their senses and they focus on worshipping the different deities. So because you did tapasya means controlling of senses, not getting controlled by the senses. So you did so much tapasya and you pleased so many demigods, and you acquired all your powers and all your pleasures because of your tapasya. Because of your tapobal, means the strength of your austerities only, you are able to defeat even the demigods. You are able to control even the heavenly planets also. But because of the control your senses, control of over your senses gave you so much to you. But because of uncontrolled senses only, now you are laying dead in this battlefield. So means the mind, when it is controlled, when it is conditioned, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Bandhur atmanastasya yenatmaitvaiva jitaha atmanastu shatrutve vartatetmaiva shatruvat. He said, for him who has controlled his conquered his mind is the best friend. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. So as long as we have the control over the mind, control over mind is control over mind, senses, then for him the mind will be of greatest friend. Like sometimes we see, right? We got accustomed to waking up early in the morning at 4 o'clock. Suddenly we forget to put alarm also. Our mind ourselves comes and wakes up. No, now it's time, wake up. And suddenly see how fortunate I was able to wake up without any alarm also. We feel like that. Means when we condition our mind to wake up that time, to chant attentively, then our mind will act as our friend. But if the same mind, uncontrolled, and like now it is addicted to watching some things, or now taking some bad association, or gossiping, prajalpa, all those things, then mind will be our greatest enemy. So that is the essence of the yoga, means controlling the mind and senses. So as we keep controlling, the hankering of the mind goes down and down and down. So and the great acharyas and great sages, they come up to the level right now, they even control the process of breathing also. They think that taking a breathing also is taking a breathing and taking water, all those things also is a process of sense gratification. So they develop that strength by the strength of the mind, by the sense of the senses, they will be able to regulate every aspect of their body. Mm. So if you see now, like here, Krishna says in Bhagavad 6.5, he says, Uddaredatman atmanam natmana natmanam avasyadayed atmaiva hi atmano bandhur atmaivarvur atmanaha. He says, one must deliver himself with the help of his mind, not degrade himself. The mind is the best, mind is a friend of the conditioned soul and enemy as well. So being like our mind, which includes the false ego and intelligence also, is like no the greatest wealth we have. Like no, because all together, all these three will develop a consciousness. What will happen when you develop a proper consciousness? Proper consciousness means transforming from the level of false ego or level of being conditioned soul to being Krishna conscious. Like there was a nice story of like Kanakadas and Vyasatirtha. Vyasatirtha was the guru of Kanakadas, and Kanakadas is from a Kshatriya background. And Vyasatirtha is the Brahmana, and he has all the exalted Brahmana disciples were studying under or were getting trained under Vyasatirtha. But Vyasatirtha understood the exalted position of Kanakadas, and he admitted in his circle. So when he admitted, then like he was Kanakadas was a great devotee of the Lord, right, from his previous life also. So Lord used to always reciprocate with him very quickly also. So, but all these the Brahmanas, they used to actually judge him based on his externals, because he was from a low caste, all those things. But Vyasatirtha, being the exalted devotee, he could understand the exalted position of Kanakadas also. So one time, like Vyasatirtha calls Kanakadas, and he wants to show the exalted nature of Kanakadas. So he says, okay, Kanakadas, this person, he is a very scholarly person. He can recite all the slokas very nicely. Will he go back to Godhead? Kanakadas says no. And everybody is shocked. Such an exalted devotee, he is so scholarly person, he doesn't go back to it. Okay, then they controlled them. They are okay. Then somebody says, okay, this devotee is a great preacher. When he gives class, so many people will come. So he's like celebrity among the spiritual circle. Will you go back to Godhead? And he says no. Means like he was not giving any explanation also. So like that he introduces all his exalted disciples and says, and Kanakadas says no for everybody, because Kanakadas has personal reciprocation with the personal connection with the Krishna himself. So then finally, not like all the disciples are okay, like they are controlling themselves, their anger and their emotions. So and finally, I said, Kanakadas, will I go back to Godhead? Then Kanakadas says no. To Vyasatirtha, his guru only, guru also. And all the disciples prepared to beat up the Kanakadas. They said, what does he think of himself? He's saying, he's belittling the position of everybody. So then when they are about to attack Kanakadas, Vyasatirtha asks, no, wait, don't do anything. Let us see what he thinks. Then just Kanakadas, will you go back to Godhead? And the Kanakadas says, wonderful point there. If I goes and I may go, means the meaning is the conception of I, me, mine, the false ego. If the false ego is destroyed, then he will go back to Godhead. It is true with everybody. Unless we are free from the level of I, me, mine, like we have this conception of enjoyment on different levels. In yoga system, there are different koshas, Annamaya kosha. Annamaya kosha means, first of all, my body, me and my body should be satisfied. Means like nice food, deriving pleasure in a nice food and all those things. Then comes to Pranamaya kosha. Pranamaya kosha means uh, me first, and then somebody who connected to me, like my wife, my kids, or my friends. They have to be satisfied. Their senses has to be satisfied. That will give pleasure also. My family members, all those things. Then Manomaya kosha means is in the level of scholarship, like or some identification. Like okay, me is over, my family members is over. Now my caste, my my like my circle, like a broader circle than the family, my caste or my what do you think, like that kind of thing. And then little broader than that is on the Vijnanamaya kosha level is my nation. Now where we identify in a broader sense, like my village or my nation, they have to be great, they have to be glorified. Then more broader sense than that is Anandamaya kosha. Then we identify everyone, like all the different everybody in the world as our members, like all the human beings, like that. So means like Annamaya kosha is on the level of animalistic, means the selfishness, and the Pranamaya kosha is in the level of energy of the body, and Manomaya kosha is in the level of intelligence, and Vijnanamaya kosha is on the level of wisdom, means like the uh, the the scientists and philosophers are on that level, means. And Anandamaya kosha means the spiritual masters or the saints are on the level of Anandamaya kosha. They derive pleasure on that level. They wanted to, they are beneficiaries of every living entity in this material world. So when one reaches that stage, and when one reaches the level of Anandamaya level, then only one becomes free from the false ego. Otherwise, identifying with nation, identifying with the family, identifying with the profession, identifying with the achievements, it's all on the level of ego only. So when one reaches the level of Anandamaya kosha, Anand means like on the spiritual uh, uh, happiness on the spiritual level, one cannot be freed from the false ego. So that's why it is said that bhakti is simple, not easy, because to get rid of false ego is so difficult that one cannot be able to get rid of it. That's why even though Krishna says like, this is like it is said that the process of bhakti is so simple and so easy that even a person blindfolded can run and still achieve the goal. Of course, that is true, because the bhakti credits that we achieve are indestructible, means they carry forward from one life after another life. And a devotee who progressed from the different levels, his progress stays there only. He will not be studied. So that is why one has to do conscious endeavor to become Krishna, to transform their false ego into real ego. What is real ego? Identifying oneself with as a servant of Krishna and is servant of his devotees. That is real ego. Yes, you can have ego, but which is identified with Krishna. Means like you should not actually, like it is said that like a devotee should not become angry anytime. But when one offends other devotees, in order to give protection to other devotees, for example, anger of Hanuman, he was angry with Ravana not because of for himself, because for his as a service to Ram. So, and also like any aspect, like kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, and everything can be engaged in the service of Krishna. Like these are the things that are actually 6 anarthas. So these are the anarthas which are actually making us to suffer in this material world. But when we actually become, when we become Krishna conscious, then we can purify even the anarthas itself. These anarthas will assist us in getting liberated from this material existence. That is the power of bhakti. So like that's why it is said, right? Like what is the words? If you are desireless or full of desires, if you are still, you can actually take shelter of Krishna. Means desire, we have to just purify our desire by just bringing in connection with Krishna. So the beauty of Krishna is anybody by in any means attached to Krishna, they will get perfection of it. So that is the easiest and most effective way of controlling the senses and mind as per the instructions of our Acharyas and okay. We'll end it here. If you have any questions or comments, you can take now. Hare Krishna, anybody have any questions? Yeah, envy in the refined sense becomes like competition among the devotees, healthy competition. Like for example, of course, envy cannot be envy should not be applied to the Supreme Personality, correct? But for example, if you see, like sometimes one devotee is envious of other devotees, in the sense like not envious, actually, like competition mode, that healthy competition. Envy can be transformed into healthy competition. That aspect is also there in us. So that can be dovetail in Krishna service. For example, there is a competition between Radharani and Chandravali. Who will please Krishna more? If Chandravali is doing so good, then Radharani becomes like a little bit tough. When Krishna glorifies Chandravali, Radharani becomes a little bit disappointed and envious. And because, oh, she is doing so much, I have to do more. I have to please Krishna more. Means that is a healthy competition. But Radharani is not thinking ill of Chandravali. Oh, like no, like that is, you understood, right? Healthy competition. Like for example, Prabhupada, oh, that temple did so many books. This temple did how many books? Like that, Prabhupada used to encourage the healthy competition among the devotees. So this means like even if some devotee is playing nice, like advancing nicely in the in Krishna consciousness, and when we take this aspect of envy in positive sense, we develop like a we want to it transforms into inspiration to do more. For example, we thought, okay, give up this service only, like today book Vishwan, no, we cannot go because no books are going. But still one devotee is like very, very much motivated and he's going different places, he's trying different ways. We also get motivated, yes, we can also go and do like that. So when envy is taken into positive sense, it will transform into healthy competition, which will actually advances more into Krishna's. Hare Krishna, online, anybody have any questions? Okay, we'll end it here. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Thank you all very much.
Jai. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.